the jurors unanimously are refusing to speak about their verdict, but alternate juror Russell Huekler joins us from St. Petersburg, Florida. Mr. Huekler, good morning. You say you agree with this verdict and that you too would have voted to acquit. Why?
Well, there was a number of reasons. First of all, there was so much reasonable doubt. The prosecution, did not present the evidence that showed that, that Kaylee had been murdered. They didn't show a motive of why, from their own witnesses, this really good mother, had killed her child. And then finally, they did not show, how Kaylee had died.
Not guilty does not necessarily mean innocent. So does this mean you don't think Casey Anthony had anything to do with the death of her daughter?
I think there was a horrific accident that happened, that was covered up. I think the family knows more than what they've said. There was a comment at the end of the trial that said, things snowballed and got out of hand. And again, I think that's true.
However, the little girl died. Casey Anthony then went on to spend 31 days shopping and drinking and partying. Did that bother any of you on the jury?
Well, of course. The behavior was bizarre. But what I took from that the family was very dysfunctional. And you got to remember, Casey just didn't start lying for the 31 days. She had been lying for the previous 2 years. So it was just kind of the norm for her.
I think some people might be surprised to hear you call her a good mother, given the fact that she did all that lying for 31 days. And even before, as you pointed out, her own lawyer called her a liar and a, quote, slut. How do you get to the good mother part?
Well, that was from the evidence that the prosecution brought out. The first number of witnesses were Casey's friends. And every time that they said that they saw, Casey with Kaylee, it was a loving relationship. And no one provided any evidence to the contrary.
Many, as you know and have heard, are outraged by this verdict. We just heard in Yunji's piece that many people are saying that the jury should be given, quote, an exit competency test. What do you say to those who don't agree with your verdict and think you got it wrong?
I'm sorry people feel that way. I'm shocked, since I've been home last night and, watching just the news accounts of what I've missed. It's actually shocking that they're coming out so against the jury.
Well, Mr. Huekler, finally, the jury in this case has basically set Casey Anthony free, either very soon or within a year and a half. What do you think she's going to do with the rest of her life? What would you say to her? That's
a tough question. I think, Miss Anthony definitely has some issues that she needs to address, professionally. Something horrific happened to Kaylee, a sweet little girl that, that died. And so hopefully she'll be able to, move on with that.
All right. Russell Huekler, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.